I got another little job for my mate with his bandsaw. I think he'll keep me going until I can't do anything anymore. He's got another job. He just told me. I just talked to him. Anyway, a bit of nylon here, and he wants to make something to act as a planer to plane pieces of material that are not flat on the bottom. So he wants to make a sled for his router so he can just slide over. And for that he needs 8 wheels. So after ringing him and having a chat, this is my beautiful drawing of what I'm making. And this is the material he gave me, and by habit, I don't like shortening things up because, there's an guy I used to work with used to say, I've cut it twice and it's still too short. I like to keep things material. If I can avoid cutting it, I will. So, obviously, I cannot face this and whatever. I actually hand turned the chuck to put a centre hole in the end of this so I could start turning it. And I was thinking of cutting it, but whatever I do, it's going to be a little awkward. It's going to be a little awkward with facing it and whatever, just unless I cut things off and wasted a lot of material. Now, when I got this little lathe, I got this little fixed steady, and I might even think about using it. I've just checked and it looks like it's large enough diameter, so I might turn this back a bit further, or maybe I won't right now, but put the steady on and support it so that way it's held back here in the chuck and supported back here, and then I can work on the front of this without worrying about problems with it flying out and hitting me in the face, little things like that. So I might have a go at setting that up and we'll see how we go. Here's the steady setup. They're a bit of a pain. This one doesn't have rollers on it. It's just got, you can't really see, but it's got brass rubbing on it. So you've got to be careful to make sure it's not too tight. And it does pick up on there and get hot if you're not careful, so I've oiled that. So I've faced the back of this and I've put a 10mm drill as far up as I can get. I'm right at the end of my travel. I had to take the steady, like this tailstock, off, push it right off the back to get it, get the drill in with the chuck. But I've drilled deep enough. Once I get a few of these done, say 4 of these done, this will be all starting to shorten up and everything will get a bit easier. But I'm kind of thinking that this, with the steady on it, is my best way. Like in a decent sized machine, you chuck this up the spindle bore and you'd only have the stuff hanging out that you need. But because my spindle bore is like about 25mm or something, I can't get anything larger than that up the spindle bore, and so you end up with it hanging out the front like this. Actually, you'd have to get a decent sized lathe to have a spindle bore that this would go in, but yeah, there's a lot of them with 50mm or something like that, and they should take that. But we have what we have. So I've got a little digital readout. I have got a Blue Ant one that I haven't installed. That'll be on my list of things to do. But I'll just set this so that it's zeroed on the end. And this is a 2.3mm blade, which is kind of an odd size. I don't even think what 2.3, if I go up here onto my chart, 2.3, 332. So it's probably a 332 blade. 238. Yeah, it's not. It could be 2.008. I was pretty consistently getting around 2.3 on my verniers. I didn't get my mic to do it properly, but we'll call it 2.3. We'll call it 2.3. So if I might even get my little camera support and hook you onto the lathe so I can record some of this. Alright, so if I come on here, and this is actually restricted the end of the travel a little because my digital readout is preventing it going any further. I keep feeling that this is not entirely square. So if I wind that in there, I can... That looks pretty square now. Alright. And that's going to be 0. So 0 on my readout. So if I go 2.3, and I 0 it again. Now if I've got 12 mil, I've got 6, I need 3 on each side. So it's going to be about 2.9 I need to go if I'm going to 6.2. So 2.9, I'm going to do it this kind of incrementally because I don't, this readout's very basic, but it'll do. So if I go 2.9, if I got 6 mil, if it was actually 6.6 millimeter, and I got 12 total, I got 6 on the undercut, and then 3 and 3 equals 12. So since I want a 6.2, 6.3 mil wide undercut, I need to add. I need to take 0.1 off if I want to make it actually central. This is overkill because it doesn't really. It's not that super accurate. But let's do it right if we can. I don't have my x-axis working, so I need to go 5 mil deep. So 0, half, 1, half, 2, half, 3, half, 4, half, 5. So if I'm right, that should be 5 mil deep. Let's see. That's 5 mil deep. Alright. So now, if I go 0, which I have, I need to go another 2.2 mil. Right, that's 2 mil. That'll get me 4 wide. And if I go another 2 to 4 mil, just check that. Six. So I believe that should actually be 6. Yeah, just under. So I will, okay, it moved. I'll take it off there. 4. See, yeah, 4.9. So if I take another 0.4, we should have our about 6.4 or 6.3 I should say. Yeah, that's in the noise. That's 6. That's 3, as it should be, and this is going to be, yep, that'll do, Pete. Okay, so that's 1. Let's do that 7 more times. This will need a bit of deburring, but basically there's our part. Okay, so I end up doing this little drawing here. I don't know whether it's focus, looks like it is. But across here I've got the points. So I go to 5.2, then 7.2, then 9.5, then 14.7, because I found that I was kind of creeping with the incremental if there was any error to add together. So I'm just using that. Got it set up there behind me to remind me, and I'm just going 5 turns of the handle here to get my 5 deep. So I'm just it's a lot quicker now. Right, so let's do one. This is the last one. I've had to deepen that hole twice, but you know, so be it. So 5.2, I zeroed it before. Okay, come in and touch, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our counter has come back out, just clear, and now it's 7.2. Back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we go to 9.2. Just so I don't end up with a little gag in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now 9.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 11. And now 14.7. Okay, dig it out with it. File. And part it off. And that's it. Now, potentially I could have been a little tighter on this steady, but it was catching. So I've been a little bit conservative. That's coming out, but that's locked with a screw. So that wasn't coming loose. That was just rattling, these bits just rattling out. And I've got as much as I possibly can left in a single piece. So there you go, Pete. I've saved as much as I can for you. So now I should be able to just unscrew that, pull the steady out, get this piece out. So that's the first time since I've had this lathe that I've actually used a steady, but it's kind of handy if you need it. It's there. And there's our leftover piece of material, and even don't have much of a hole in the end. So that's a little bit turned down here, but I reckon I couldn't have done much more to save your material, Pete. All right.